If you've been obsessing over business models, strategies, and how to guides, I get it. That's where most people start when they're trying to exit corporate and build something new. That's the logical thing. But what I've learned and what today's episode unpacks is that it's not about the how or the vehicle, it's about the who. Because no strategy works if the person running it isn't ready. So let's talk about how to become that version of you. Welcome to Uncage Yourself. I'm Matt Doan. On this show, we explore strategies to help family focused professionals smartly graduate corporate life and build entrepreneurial freedom. Our goal: maximize freedom, income, and impact. See MatthewDoan.com for more. Now, let's dive in. Let's say you've had a couple decades in corporate life and you were just itching to be out on your own, knowing that it's not for you anymore, whether you're feeling forced out or whatever it might be. You want out, you want autonomy, freedom, you want to have impact, you want to have better money, obviously, and you just want to have a lifestyle that you love. And that might sound like the dreamy Instagram stuff. I get it. But ultimately, what other choice do you have than to pursue that life fully? I mean, what else are you going to do? Stay on this path, Groundhog Day it all the way to the grave? No, it's not why you listen to this podcast. So, what do most people do? They chase the right strategy. They get all head smart like they do in corporate life. They put on their logic lens and they say, well, should I build a course? Should I invest in real estate? Should I buy a franchise? Should I get going on a boring business? What niche should I pick? Do I need a funnel? What personal brand? Some platform? And round we go. And here where people get stuck, and I was guilty of this too, is that you're hunting for mechanics, thinking that the vehicle itself will save you. And you spin and spin and spin. You might try a few things, but ultimately you get nowhere fast. But what you actually want isn't a tactic, right? You don't want the how, you don't want the vehicle itself, you don't want the income stream. You want what's on the other side of all of that: the business, the income stream, the investment. You want more time. You ultimately want more presence, more control, more freedom, more purpose, more family memories, more ease, more peace in your life. The how is just the vehicle, but we often confuse means and ends, right? The means is the how, it's the vehicle. The ends, though, is where we want to end up, the state we want to be in on a daily life, career and personal. So, whatever how you choose, there's a lot that can work: coaching, consulting, software as a service, advisory courses, but none of them work if you're showing up as the old version of you. Let me break this down. The real issue is your internal software, the outdated patterns, the self doubt, the fear, the identity conflict, all of this showing up as research, or really it's procrastination, but something's in your way. Something is preventing you from being bold and moving fast and playing full out towards this life. You're being very logical and slow, spinning your wheels, and you're frustrated that you've been wanting a change for years, and yet you're really not making much change. And you're letting life happen to you. Sorry to say it, but it's very true in most cases. Now, the good news is that you're not broken. You are not abnormal. It's just that your code is outdated. It's what you observed, what you absorbed over the first few decades of your life. You're trying to run this next gen life on really old school programming. You can't take code from iOS 4 and apply it to an iPhone 15. The thing is useless. It's effectively a brick. You might as well throw that phone out the window. So here are some signals that you've got these blockers, some bad code in place. You've got questions going through your mind like, what if I make the wrong move? Or you say, other people are more qualified. I'm not a salesperson. I need a perfect plan before I start. I need to be sure. I need to know the outcomes. I need to know the milestones, the deliverables. You want perfection. You want absolute clarity. I don't know what kind of life you're living in, but I've never had any of that sort of perfect clarity. Life is uncertain. Life is risky. Literally everything in life has risk. Well, what types of risks, return reward type things, are you willing to start betting on yourself? The reality here is that you can pick a lot of different strategies, a lot of different vehicles to get to a state of corporate graduation to move beyond, right? But strategy alone won't fix identity misalignment. It won't fix the software, the belief system, the fuel, if you really think about it that deeply, that powers all of this. The real shift is identity. You've got to start asking, who do I need to become to own what I want, to do what I want? You're not just a corporate operator exploring options, as they say. You are literally needing to adopt to be the CEO of your life. That's the identity to bring in. You are a builder of freedom. You are a category creator. You are a lifestyle inventor. You're an impact maker. You need to show up as that person. You have to really start adopting that and start stepping into it, tuning your beliefs. You know what it means, right? When you say tuning your beliefs, if you think, oh, this isn't going to work, I'm not the one, you know where that leads you, right? Jack squat. It's not going to do anything for you. But if you're tuning your beliefs every day, building energy inside of yourself, this is what I'm meant to do. I am a builder of my own freedom. I create categories in this world. I make massive impact with the talent I bring. I'm meant to unlock lives. I'm meant to show my family what a lifestyle of freedom and impact actually looks like. Which of those two is going to have the better life going forward? Which of the two is going to start taking bolder actions? So when you really think about this, we're going through a software challenge, the software of the self, your mental operating system, if you will. So there's 4 big ways that I like to think about recoding your identity. Because again, it's about who, not how. Who are you becoming? When you start there, then the how has a great chance of working. But until you solve for who, which is your identity, the how ain't worth a damn. So 4 big ways to really fix the who. One is audit your behavior. Take a very clean look, a snapshot. How are you operating right now? Is this how a free, focused entrepreneur would move? Look at your life. Look at your calendar. Look at who you're hanging around. Look at the things you're saying yes to. Is that set of behaviors adding up to what a focused entrepreneur who's building a thriving lifestyle for their family would operate? Secondly, name the new you. Language matters a lot. Give your future self an identity, not just a goal. Give it a superhero name. Give it someone that you can step into when the time comes. One of my clients, he has this awesome idea where he would be the master of time. His identity for himself was Max Chronos. And he had a AI image generated of it. And he saw himself when he wore a certain watch. He's like, I am now Max Chronos. And that dude took amazing control of his corporate life, built an entrepreneurial path. He's living a day-to-day existence that most people would be wildly jealous of. It's pretty amazing. When you step into this identity, you name it, you use it, okay? It's like Clark Kent when he rips off the glasses and the suit and he actually pulls on Superman. That is the person you can become in an instant, okay? Thirdly, you want to upgrade your environment. You want to be in rooms with people who are in motion, talking about things, considering ideas, taking bold actions like you want to be taking. If you're hanging around the old crowd that got you here, guess what? That crowd won't get you there. In fact, they will be your greatest roadblock because that energy will suck you down. It's like a gravitational pull that keeps you in the crowd. You need to rocket out of that crowd, upward, beyond that, with the people you're meant to be around. So you've got to be in the right rooms. Now think about that term more broadly, the right environments where it's going to lift you up, elevate you to take bold actions, where you're inspired by the people you want to be like, not the ones you've known. And lastly, the 4th piece for upgrading this identity of the who is installing rituals. Are you protecting your mornings? Are you ritualizing how you start your day? For me, for example, it's very specific. It is breathwork meditation. It is reading some very inspiring books that get my mind believing in what's possible. I then go get some awesome coffee, and then I get some journaling done and step into some creative writing. There's a very specific set of activities that get me primed for the day and get me moving. So do things like that. Get into a mode of consuming the right things, not reactively, but the choiceful things that get you to a better state. Blocking space for your dream, doing it day after day after day. Don't say that thing of, I'm not a morning person. Well, train to be one. Just like those of us who have trained to be one. Same thing, okay? So just stepping back for a second, there's a lot in this, but it's probably the crux of any big transformation you want in your life. Corporate graduation is the core one we talk about. You can see lots of details at matthewdoan.com if you need more. Or you can book a call with us, that sort of thing there too, if we can help you. But ultimately, when you think about a big transformation in your life, the who precedes the how. Don't endlessly get stuck on the how, because there will be a time once you choose that vehicle, that how, that guess what? You need to step up and push forward. And if you are roadblocked, non-believing, fearful, crippled, I'm sorry, that great strategy ain't gonna work. So start with programming you, elevate yourself, build the daily practices to do it. It's just not something that magically happens. You do the work day after day. Just like I said, I've got 90 minutes every morning, Monday through Friday, where I'm literally programming my mind, my beliefs, so that I can take inspired action for the rest of the day that's much bolder than the day before. And that compounds day after day. That's why I am still here today, running this business out of corporate life, leading others to do the same. It's that work that got me here. So realize it's not about picking the right vehicle, the income stream, the business. That all is secondary to becoming the who can then operate the how. Who, then how. Okay? So ask yourself, look in the mirror today. Am I actually becoming the person who owns what I want? If not, that's the first move. It's the most powerful move, and it's the always on move that you need to have every day. Tune the beliefs, raise up who you are, believe yourself to be a superhero, literally, because when you're in that state, doing the work to get there, guess what's going to work well? The how, the strategy. If you need help, jump out on LinkedIn. If you need help, please reach out. I'm always on LinkedIn, and we'll see you out there. Cheers, y'all. Thanks for listening to Uncage Yourself. Check out matthewdoan.com to subscribe to the podcast and view our services and helpful resources. If you enjoy the show, please rate and review us on Apple Podcasts or wherever you're listening, or just tell a friend. Talk soon.